Welcome to Wheels Up with Sunrise on Wheels. I'm Michelle Newman. Today's program is all about birds. And like all Wheels Up episodes, it has 3 segments. First, I'll take you on a trip, looking at some amazing birds around the world. First, we'll look at the hummingbird, the smallest bird in the world. Next, the flightless ostrich, the world's biggest bird. We'll look at some flamingos with their amazing pink feathers, stilt-like legs, and S-shaped neck. And my favorite, the penguin. Next, we'll craft with Caroline, making our very own hatching baby bird and bird's nest, a fun pink flamingo, and a stand-up penguin. Finally, I hope you'll play along with Ciera as she hosts Birds Trivia. There are around 10,000 bird species in the world, and they come in all shapes, sizes, colors, and personalities. Birds are the only animal that have feathers covering their entire bodies. Feathers are made of keratin, which is the same substance that human hair and nails are made from, as are snakes' scales. All birds lay eggs that have hard, waterproof shells. The eggs incubate in a nest until they're ready to hatch. Many birds have hollow bones, which help them to fly. Today I thought I would take you on a trip looking at a few of my favorite birds. Let's begin with the smallest bird in the world, hummingbirds. Known for their vibrant colors and intelligence, they get their name from the humming noise created by their rapidly beating wings. They don't migrate in flocks like other species, and they typically travel alone for up to 500 miles at a time. The hummingbird can hover, fly forwards, backwards, and even upside down. Their tiny legs are only used for perching and moving sideways while perched. They can't walk or hop. Hummingbirds can hear better and see farther than humans, but they have little to no sense of smell. While they can't sniff out feeders, they do have good color vision. Some birds, like the ruby-throated hummingbird, prefer orange or red flowers. They drink the nectar of flowers, which gives them a good source of glucose energy. They'll catch insects every now and again for a protein boost. A hummingbird's bill varies dramatically depending on the species. Most have a fairly long, thin bill that allows them to reach down to the nectar of a flower. With the bill slightly open, they use their tongue to quickly lap up the nectar inside. Most hummingbirds of the United States and Canada migrate south in fall to spend winter in Mexico or Central America. Some South American species move north to these areas during the southern winter. Before migrating, the hummingbird will store up a layer of fat, equal to half its body weight, in order to slowly use up this energy source while flying. Next, let's look at the flightless ostrich, the world's biggest bird, weighing an average of 230 pounds and standing 7 feet tall. They roam African savannas and desert lands and get most of their water from the plants they eat. Though they cannot fly, ostriches are the fastest species on 2 legs, with a top speed of about 43 miles an hour. They can maintain a swift 30 miles an hour pace for over 10 miles, making them the marathon champs of the bird world. An ostrich's powerful long legs can cover 10 to 16 feet in a single stride. Contrary to popular belief, ostriches do not bury their heads in the sand. Think about it. Ostriches have long, bony legs, a torso held aloft like a great floating balloon of flesh and feathers, and a neck like a periscope, topped by a wedge-shaped head with the largest eyes of any land animal. It's an unlikely design for head bearing. However, ostriches do often hold their heads low to the ground, not under it, to feed on plants or to tend their nests. Their necks are light and flexible, with 17 cervical vertebrae to R7, and easily move up and down, side to side, and front to back. And their giant eyes help them keep a close watch on the world around them. They have reason to stay alert For starters, they're basically huge chickens in areas populated by hungry lions, leopards, hyenas, African wild dogs, and cheetahs. And while adult ostriches are too formidable to be easy prey, their kick can break bones. They're much better at fleeing than fighting, with a top escape speed of more than 40 miles an hour. Flamingos are famous for their bright pink feathers, stilt-like legs, and S-shaped neck. When a flamingo spots potential dinner, their favorite foods include shrimp, snails, and plant-like water organisms called algae. It plunges its head into the water and twists it upside down and scoops up the fish using its upper beak like a shovel. They're able to run on water, thanks to their webbed feet, to gain speed before lifting up into the sky. Flamingos build very interesting nests. It's not fancy, just a mound of mud, maybe a foot high, but it is carefully made. At the top of the mound in a shallow hole, the female lays one egg. The nest must be high enough to protect the egg from flooding. Both parents build the nest and take turns sitting on the egg to keep it warm. After about 30 days, the egg hatches. Flamingos are not born with their brightly colored plumage. In fact, they're born white with soft, downy feathers. Their color comes from the pigments in the food they eat. Flamingo young are born with a straight bill which gradually curves downward as the flamingo matures. Both parents take care of the newborn flamingo, feeding it a fluid produced in their digestive system. The young leave the nest after about 5 days to join other flamingos in small groups. Flamingos are very social birds that like to live in a group of varying sizes, from a few pair to sometimes thousands of tens of thousands. Just imagine how cool it would be to see that many flamingos as they demonstrate their display of head wagging, wing salutes, twist preening, and marching. The marches are really impressive, with a large, tightly packed flock walking together one way and switching direction abruptly, all for one and one for all. Next, let's look at the American bald eagle, a favorite of many. With its snowy feathered, not bald head and white tail, the bald eagle is the proud national bird symbol of the United States and is quite magnificent. For a time, bald eagles were on the brink of extinction because of hunting and pollution. Laws created almost 40 years ago have helped protect them, and they've made a comeback. Bald eagles are carnivores and sustain themselves on a steady diet of fish, the meat of a variety of animals they prey on, and the carrion that they scavenge. Eagles use their long, sharp-hooked claws at the end of their toes, called talons, to fish, but they get many of their meals by scavenging or stealing the kills of other animals. They live near water and favor coasts and lakes where fish are plentiful. Bald eagles are believed to mate for life. A pair constructs an enormous stick nest, one of the bird world's biggest, called eyries, high above the ground to keep the two eggs safe. Immature eagles are dark, but until they're about 5 years old, they lack the distinctive white markings that make their appearance so easy to identify. Young eagles roam great distances. Some parents come back year after year to the same nest, adding more sticks, twigs, and grass. One of the most beautiful birds in the world is the highly intelligent golden pheasant, sometimes referred to as the Chinese pheasant, and it's famous for its brilliant colored plumage. As in many bird species, the male golden pheasant is the flashy one and looks like a kid picked up as many of his favorite crayons as he could to color it. Females are a dull brown with a mottled appearance and a lighter head. Males grab all the attention with their bright golden head and red-tipped crest and vivid scarlet breast. Golden pheasants live in the dense forests and woodlands across western and central China. Golden pheasants are clumsy flyers, and they can only manage short bursts of flight. Because of their long tail and short wings, they're not suited to longer flights, but they can, however, run fast. Finally, let's take a quick look at my favorite, the penguin. They're not quite like any bird you've ever seen before in your backyard or at the park. They've adapted to their cold environment in a way that makes them pretty special. Penguins belong to the bird family, but they cannot fly. They have black and white feathers that make excellent camouflage, and they have a special layer of feathers which help to keep them warm. They spend half their life on land and the other half swimming in the water, so their wings have changed to act like flippers, which make them great swimmers. In fact, penguins can swim up to 15 miles per hour. Penguins are known for waddling their feet when they walk, and they also slide on their bellies across the snow. Both of these help them move while saving their energy. Penguins are carnivores that catch all their food live in the sea. The emperor penguin is the largest penguin species, standing up to 48 inches tall and weighing up to 90 pounds. The little penguin is the smallest penguin at just 12 inches tall and weighing only 2 pounds. The yellow-eyed penguin is believed to be the rarest penguin species, with only approximately 4,000 birds surviving in the wild, though population numbers do fluctuate. They can only be found along the southeastern coast of New Zealand and smaller nearby islands. Penguins are highly social, colonial birds that form breeding colonies called rookeries, numbering in the tens of thousands. Many generations may use the same nesting grounds for thousands of years, and the largest colonies can number in the millions, with many penguins staying with the same mates for years. Parents and chicks use their superb hearing and unique voices to easily keep track of one another, even in a crowd. Emperor penguins and king penguins do not make any nests. Instead, a single egg for each mated pair is incubated on a parent's feet and kept warm by a flap of skin called a brood pouch. Incubation can take 8 to 10 weeks and occurs during winter, so the egg must always be kept warm and safe. Emperor penguin males incubate their eggs for 2 months in the winter without eating, while the females are at sea. During that time, males live off their fat reserves and they lose half their body weight. When the females return shortly after the chicks hatch, they switch parental duties and the females fast, while the males go to sea to replenish their fat stores. Depending on the species, a wild penguin can live 15 to 20 years. During that time, they spend up to 75% of their time at sea. While penguins make a tasty meal for seals, orcas, and some birds, one of the biggest threats is the melting ice resulting from global warming. Since penguins rely on the ice for their breeding ground, the effect of climate change means there is less stable ice upon which their young can hatch. Well, all of these birds are quite adorable, but it's time for our trip around the world looking at fabulous birds to come to an end. Do you have a favorite? I look forward to seeing you next time.
Well, what did you think of those birds? Which one was your favorite? Let's go craft with Caroline.
So excited to do arts and crafts with you today. Today's video was all about birds, so today we're going to make a pop-up bird craft, a flamingo, and a penguin craft. I hope you have fun! First, we are going to make a pop-up bird craft. So what you will need is 2 paper plates, or you can use white paper, a popsicle stick, some blue paper, some brown paper, or you can use white paper and color it, scissors, glue, and something to color with. I'm using markers, but you can also use crayons. First, I'm going to take my plate and cut it in half. And this is going to be the bird's nest. So I'm going to color it with my brown marker. And then when I'm finished coloring it, I'm going to add some brown paper to make it look like some twigs and leaves are in the nest. So now I have my colored plate, and as you can see, I didn't color it perfectly because all the twigs go in different directions. And now I'm going to add some of my brown paper. So I'm going to cut a strip and then just cut some twigs. And they can be all different shapes and sizes because that's how it looks in a real bird's nest. And you can even add some green paper to make it look like leaves, or you can add whatever you want to your nest. So now I'm going to add my twigs onto my nest. So now my nest is all finished, and now I'm going to make the bird's egg. So I'm going to take my other paper plate and draw an oval shape like this. And now I'm going to cut this out. And our bird is going to be hatching out of its egg. So we want to pretend that the egg is cracked. So I'm going to cut my egg in half, and I'm going to make the bottom a little bit bigger than the top. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to make a zigzag shape so that it looks like the egg is cracking. Like this. Now I'm going to draw my bird. So I'm going to make my bird blue, but you can make your bird any color you want. And I'm going to draw the head, that's going to be a circle. And then the body is going to be like this. So now I cut out my bird, and I'm going to glue the top of my egg on it. So I'm going to put some glue on the top of the bird's head, and then I'm going to put the egg on top. Now I'm going to draw some eyes on my bird. And then a little triangle nose. Like that. And now, so that my popsicle stick can go in the nest, I'm going to cut a little hole. So I'm going to fold it like this and cut right here. Just a little bit. And now I'm going to glue my bird onto the popsicle stick. So I'm going to put some glue on here. And then the bird goes on top. Now I'm going to put my popsicle stick through the nest, and make sure you put it from this side to the back and slide it all the way down. And then you're going to take the bottom of your egg and you're going to glue it so that it matches up with the top part. So mine matches up right here. So I'm going to put some glue on either side. And now I'm going to glue it on. And now you have your pop-up bird. So when you push the popsicle stick from the back, when you push it up, it looks like the bird is coming out of its egg and hatching. Now we are going to make a flamingo craft. So what you will need is some pink paper, some black paper, and if you don't have these colors, you can take some white paper and color it, glue, scissors, and something to draw your flamingo with, so either a pencil or a marker. Now I'm going to take my pink paper and my pencil, and I'm going to trace my hand, and I'm going to put it on the bottom of my paper. So I'm going to go all the way around my hand like this. And now I'm going to draw the flamingo's neck. These are going to be the flamingo's feathers. So the flamingo's neck is going to go up like this, and then like that, and like that. I'm actually going to make this a little bit more pointed down. And then the beak is like that. And then it goes like that. And now I'm going to cut this out. Now I'm going to color, and I'm going to draw an eye. I'm going to draw a little circle like that. And then I'm going to make the bottom of the flamingo's beak black and keep the top pink, because that's what color their beaks are. Like this. And now we're going to make the flamingo's legs. So to make the legs, I'm going to use my black paper and fold it in half to make two legs at the same time. And I'm going to use a white crayon to show you, but you don't need a white crayon. You can just cut them out or you can use a pencil. And flamingo's legs are really long and skinny. So I'm gonna start from all the way from the top of my paper, and I'm going to go down like this, and then they go like that. Now I'm going to draw next to it, like this, and now I'm going to cut it out. So now I have my 2 legs, and now I'm going to glue them onto my flamingo. So one is going to go this way, so I'm going to put some glue. And then the other one is going to go like this. And you actually want them to overlap at the end because a lot of the time, flamingo's legs are crossed like this. So this is the finished flamingo, and its legs are super duper long, and its feathers are just like your hand. So this is my finished flamingo. And if you want, you can even decorate your feathers or your flamingo's beak, and you could decorate all over your flamingo. Now we are going to make a penguin craft. So what you will need is some white paper, some black paper, some orange paper, scissors, glue, and something to draw your penguin. So I'm using a pencil, but you can also use markers or crayons. So first, I'm going to make my penguin's body. So it's just going to be a shape like this. Now I'm going to cut this out. And next, we are going to make the black part of the penguin. So I'm going to fold my black paper in half. And I'm going to draw a shape like this. So it's going to be flat at the top, and then like that, and then like this. And these are like the penguin's wings. Now I'm going to make my penguin's beak out of my orange paper. So I'm going to cut a triangle like this. And so that I can glue it on and that it's 3D, I'm going to fold the end of it. And now I'm just going to make 2 circles for the eyes. So I'm going to keep my paper folded and cut out a circle. And now I'm going to make the penguin's feet. So I'm going to keep my paper folded so that we get 2 feet. And I'm going to draw up like this and then a zigzag. These are going to be the little toes. And then back down like that. I don't really know if penguins have toes. I guess they have more like webbed feet, but they look like toes. So I'm cutting this out. And I'm going to do the same thing that I did with the beak. I'm going to fold the bottom so that they're like 3D. And now I'm going to glue everything together. So first, I'm going to glue on the wings on the sides of my penguins. Like this. And as you can see, it covers a lot of my penguin. Now I'm doing the other side. Now I'm going to glue on the eyes. And the beak. And now my feet. So I'm going to put some glue in here and put it on the back. And then you can kind of fold it so that your penguin can stand up. Like that. And I really wanted mine to stand up on its own, so I'm going to take a glue bottle and put it behind it. And now it stands up on its own. I hope you had fun making these bird-themed crafts with me. Bye!
Thanks, Caroline. Who's ready to play trivia with Ciera?
Hi everyone! My name is Ciera, or Cece for short. Welcome to the trivia portion of Wheels Up. I am so excited to play trivia with you today. We are in for some fun with 10 questions to puzzle your puzzler. We have 4 answers and only 1 that's correct. Can you figure it out? Well, are you ready? Let's play! Welcome to Birds Adventure Trivia for Wheels Up with Sunrise on Wheels. Question number 1. What are the sharp structures located on the ends of meat-eating birds' legs? A. Talons. B. Nails. C. Claws. Or D. Knives. The answer is A. Talons. Question number 2. Which bird is considered the biggest bird on Earth? Is it A, a hummingbird, B, an ostrich, C, a kiwi, or D, an eagle? Which of these birds is a big bird? You got it! The ostrich! Question number 3. Which bird is the symbol of pride in America? Is it A, the ostrich, B, the vulture, C, a hawk, or D, an eagle? Super proud. The bald eagle is America's pride symbol. Question number 4. What are flamingo nests made of? A. Stones. B. Mud. C. Grass. Or D. Sticks. This is where the flamingos rest. What are their nests made of? If you guessed mud, you were right. Great job. Question number 5. Why are flamingos colored orange or pink? A. They only eat carrots. B. The sun changes their skin color. C. They eat algae and shellfish, which turns them that color. Or D. They roll in pink sand. Those flamingos eat algae and shellfish, and it makes them all orange and pink. Would you eat algae and shellfish? Question number 6. What animals prey upon the penguin? A. Seals and killer whales. B. Sea turtles. C. Jellyfish. Or D. Polar bears. Who does the penguin have to be afraid of? Seals and killer whales. Oh my! Question number 7. What is the biggest type of penguin? A. Happy feet penguins. B. Emperor penguins. C. Fairy penguins. Or D. Galapagos penguins. What penguin towers above them all? The emperor penguins, of course. Question number 8. Where do most penguins live? A. Inside caves. B. On tree branches. C. In snowy burrows. Or D. Near the sea. Penguins built their homes by the sea. Gotta have those fish. Question number 9. Which bird can fly backwards? Is it A. a hummingbird, B. an ostrich, C. an eagle, or D. pelicans? Who flies backwards? Hummingbirds can, as they flit from flower to flower. Final question number 10. A bird's feathers are very similar to a reptile's scales, and both are made of what substance? A. dentin, B. cartilage, C. keratin, or D. skin. That's a tricky one. And if you guessed keratin, you were right. Wow, what a good job! Thanks for playing trivia with me today. Wow, you did such a good job. Thank you for playing trivia with me today. I look forward to playing with you again soon. Bye!
Thanks, Ciera, and thank you for watching. If you'd like to watch more Wheels Up episodes, you can find us on YouTube at Sunrise Association. Wheels Up has its own playlist. Or download our app at Sunrise Studios. I look forward to seeing you next time.